For example, I had a client who was working, and this client of mine had to go to Singapore with his father, and he was going for this presentation to win a contract worth millions of dollars. I dressed him up, and he went to the presentation. But before he went, he came out of his bedroom while his father was waiting for him. And he said his father looked at him, then busted out laughing. And I said, why? Why did your father laugh? He said his father said, I've never seen you look so good for a very long time. You look amazing. And for me as a stylist, that was like, that's what I want to hear. That satisfaction it gave me.
Welcome to another episode of Trades and Profits. My name is Michael Okunloro, and today I'll be having a conversation with Taiwo of Style by Taiwo, and we're here in Pineda in Mayfair, the heart of London.
Yeah.
Come along with me. Let's do this.
Yeah, of course. Do we go in? You will come.
Yes, now I know.
Yeah.
My name is Michael Okunloro. Welcome to another episode of Trades and Profits.
My name is Taiwo Paul Magoma. I am a fashion director, and my brand is Style with Taiwo. What I do is I'm an ambassador for a few brands here in London, New York, and in Italy as well.
All right. Well, you're doing this, Mr. Taiwo. You're someone I've been following your journey on, read about you, the amazing works you've been doing, especially for yourself and for fashion in general. How did the journey started? How did you get into this role?
Fashion, I've always been very passionate about fashion. I won't say it's accident. Right from when I was a kid, I've always wanted to have people look good. And it actually started from my parents. My mom, when she dresses with the African attire and the gele, in Nigeria, the headgear, we call it gele. And when she dresses, I see how great she looks. But sometimes I do say to her, if you have a different shoe on, it will match the outfit you have on. And she tries it on, I could see the happiness in her face. And so bringing happiness through clothes, through fashion, through style is something that's always been in me. And I love to see people smile and look good. And so as a kid, I felt fashion was something that I wanted to go into and continue to grow into. But being somewhat of an African culture, especially Yoruba, my father's Yoruba, while my mother's Igbo, my father already aligned a different career path for each of his kids. So he wanted me to go into law, and he wanted my sister to go into computer, my twin brother to go into engineering and all that. And so I had to follow what he wanted me to do, which was law. And after I left and I graduated, I started working in the corporate field. All of a sudden, I felt that this is not me. I needed to pursue who I am. I needed to pursue what I enjoy, which is fashion. And before that, when I was younger, I forgot to repeat this. I remember as a kid in Nigeria, I remember we just had cable TV, and on CNN, I tuned on to CNN, and there was a program called Style with Elsa Clench. The late Elsa Clench, she was the guest for the program, and she brought in a lot of VIP dress. Now, I always watched it every Wednesday and a Sunday, seeing people in style, people dressing well. And I felt this is what I want to do. This is what I want to become. I want to be a stylist. I want to be a fashion director. I want to help people look good. I want to help people look stylish. And so today, after all that time, I left my job and decided to pursue fashion. And the rest is history.
Do you think it would have made any difference if they had supported you from the very beginning, instead of you going to study law and you just pursued your fashion dreams right from a younger age? Or you would rather say that...
It's funny you said that. Who knows? I mean, I don't know, but who knows? Maybe if I did, probably, I don't know, maybe I would have loved them to support me right from time. My mother's always supported me. My father's always been supportive, but he wanted me to study something that will make me grow successfully as a professional. And fashion is, I think those are the days where fashion wasn't looked upon as a career that could evolve to bigger things. Things have changed now. But maybe because I didn't get that earlier on, I didn't choose that path, that fashion, I didn't go into fashion as a kid, maybe it's made me work harder to convince my parents that I can be successful. Maybe, but who knows? It's a very difficult question, but who knows?
But now that we're here, I could see it is something that you're enjoying and you have no regret that you follow the spots. I will ask, you said you left your job 13 years ago. Let's get into that. What gave you that boldness, or where did that come from?
I never knew anyone in fashion. Let me start. I never knew anyone in fashion. I did not know anyone. I didn't even know how to get into fashion. I'd never been to any fashion event or exhibition, nothing. I've always wanted to be in fashion. And I think what made me change what convinced me to start is when I went over to Malaysia. I was in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. I was stopped by a photographer in Kuala Lumpur. At the time, there were not very many people that look like me. I was stopped by a gentleman and he asked me if I lived in Kuala Lumpur. And I said, no, I'm just here on a visit and I will be leaving in 2 days. And he gave me his card and said, I love the way you look and I would love to take some photographs of you. I was like, okay, but didn't think anything of it. Totally forgot. Flew back to London. And all of a sudden, my jeans, my denim, where I had his card, was in there. So I was taking my clothes to the laundry, and I realized it was his business card. I totally forgot, and I looked at the business card. I said, oh, at the time, we didn't have, Instagram wasn't that big. We had Facebook. Everyone was on Facebook.
Yeah.
And on Facebook, he had said to me, if I want to contact him, I could contact him via Facebook, and he was in touch with me. I did message him, and he messaged back a few minutes afterwards, and he asked me if I was still in Kuala Lumpur. I said, no, I'm back in London, but I'll be coming back to Kuala Lumpur again in a few months from now, and I will get in touch. He said, okay. But while I did that, I decided to check on who he was. And I realized that he was not just a photographer. He was a fashion photographer working with fashion houses, Cosmopolitan, Elle magazine. And he was also a judge of the Miss Malaysian pageant. So he was quite big in fashion. And so I was like, oh, wow, okay. I'm going back to Malaysia. Let me take some photographs with him. He did take some photos when I went back to Malaysia. Loved the photographs. Some of them became editorials. And I was like, you know what? I really want to go into this. And so you hear this first. I started gate crashing, getting into places that I wasn't invited to, just to meet people.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. I was walking to places, introducing myself to people in fashion. I did write some few fashion houses, never got a reply, no reply. Sometimes I would personally walk into places and I wasn't taken serious at all, but I felt that I needed to do something. I needed to get out there and make sure that I try and see if I could get into this business. Because like I said, I didn't know anyone in fashion. Coming out, I first of all dressed a friend of a friend, and he liked it. And I was like, he enjoyed it. He told another friend about me, and that friend, I dressed that friend, and that's how I started bit by bit. And from there, I just started studying celebrities for the BAFTAs and for the Oscars, and that's how I started. Then even as a consultant, I started consulting with fashion houses, and today I've given lectures. I give lectures on branding now. I've given lectures at universities. I've given master classes in Africa, Nigeria. I'm just very happy that I've actually turned around and I'm in this fashion. Every day I'm learning. Yeah. I'm still learning. I was also appointed by the Nigerian government as co-director of the Nigerian Culture Day event in Berlin. This was in 2019. And what we did was showcase Nigerian culture, food, literature to the world. So that was really good.
An amazing story you got. It's the same line of belief that I have as well, that all of this is more like a building, one lines upon line, bricks upon brick. It all started because you made a decision to say, oh, you're going to Malaysia, and where you met someone, and from there, that was just like your gateway into fashion. And 13 years down the lane, you're looking back, see how far you've come. My next question would be, at what point will you say that the breakthrough come? At what point did they move from passion to then business?
You know, I think that business, passion they work line in line, because you have to believe in what you do. I'm not just passionate about what I do. I believe in what I do. And the reason why I believe I'm still in this business is because I have clients that come to look for me. I get clients people I don't even know, who message me via social media and saying, I would like you to work with me. I would like you to dress me. I would like you to style me. And the reasons why is because they believe in me. And again, this is where branding comes in. Because I believe in my personal brand, I'm making money off that. So again, passion works line with business in terms of making, should I use the word, being financially stable in this business, and also enjoying what you do as well. So it works line in line. And I noticed this breakthrough when I first started. The first year was hard. It was really hard. I was still working though, because it was really so hard. But it came to a point that I just said, okay, you know what, it's time for me to leave, because I need to concentrate, and I wanted to be taken more seriously. And so when I first started styling, I realized that this is good. The money wasn't that good because I was new, and this was a friend of a friend. So I was like, okay, how much do you want to pay? Okay, it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna take it. Let me style you, So now I have my own rates today, and I cater for the 1%. And so for the 1%, I am comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with that audience that I concentrate with. So in terms of business, it's gone really, really well. But also the people who come to me, the reason why they come to me is because they know I'm passionate about what I do. So they understand my brand, what I bring to the table, my worth. So they are ready to pay to be part of that story.
And
because we all tell a story. So they understand the story that I'm telling. And so they want to be part of it. And so they want to be emotionally attached to my story. And so they keep my journey, my story, so they come back again.
So what are the challenges you faced along the line?
There are challenges, but I think in fashion, I always say to people, you have to be thick-skinned to work in fashion. It's very competitive, but I strongly believe there's space for everybody. But whilst there are certain people, young people, they know exactly what they want, what they're pursuing. And it's important that you know, because when you do know, when you get a new client, they will know if you know. And they will keep coming because they know you know. They know you understand. They know you understand how to style. Styling is not just about wearing clothes. Styling is about having a great, effective communication with your client understanding who you are, believing in you are, and most importantly, trusting you. Once that trust is there, you build a relationship, and they will keep coming back and coming back. I have clients, I change their wardrobes every season, and they call me back every season to change their wardrobe for them. But instead of dumping those clothes away, what we do is we recycle them. That in itself, sustainability, is very important. The challenge that sometimes that we do get in fashion is, for me, it's not a challenge per se. It's just getting people to understand who they are. I found that with certain clients, they have very low self-esteem and they don't understand who they are. So for me as a stylist, I need to communicate that properly to them.
You spoke about the fact that a lot of people are they don't even know what they do. They use the tagline, "Oh, they are stylist." Would you say that in the industry, like there should be like an entry gate? Because I see the reason that happens is because we're now in the social media age that everybody can just wake up tomorrow morning and they can just be whatever they want to be. So will you say that there should be like a gate entry to being a stylist or a designer, at least to keep some level of requirements for the industry?
I don't work for the fashion council here or anywhere abroad to answer that question. I personally believe that people are free to do what they have to do, but again, they just have to be sure about what they're doing. Are you going into personal styling because other people are? That's a question. Are you going into it because you think that you are going to make money out of it? People have their own motives. I just think it's important that you should understand who you are before you go into personal styling. You can't just wake up, and if you do that and you think you can style people, but you don't even understand who you are, it shows. Any new clients that you get to meet will smell that the instant they meet you, and they'll walk away. It's about understanding who you are. Are you passionate about fashion? Are you passionate about style? To call yourself personal styling. I do know there are colleges now that teach personal styling. If it's something that people really want to go into and they need that help, then they should by all means go into some of these colleges to teach you more about personal styling. But you cannot just wake up and call yourself a stylist. I meet so many clients, and when I do, I sit with them for almost an hour, especially new clients. I sit with them for almost an hour and we talk. I engage with them. And we don't realize that it's over an hour we've spoken because I'm getting to know them. But again, I'm going to learn more about them. I get to pick few things about them. And we start talking from childhood. I might just ask a question, we start laughing. I talk about myself, they talk about themselves, and we engage. And when we do that, we're trusting each other. That's why they're able to open up and they're able to communicate and talk to me. But again, it helps me as a stylist. So I'm able to work on the right suit or the right design for them, even the colors for them. And when I do that, they say, "Oh, wow, I didn't realize this looks good." I say, "Of course it looks good because you've told me certain things about you." And so I put two together and say, this will look good on him. And sometimes they say, "Oh, I'm afraid of this color." But when they try it on, they're like, "Wow, I actually look great." I said, I had a client who was working and he had to go abroad to Singapore. I don't want to call some names, but this client of mine had to go to Singapore with his father, and he was going for this contract presentation to win a contract worth millions of dollars in Singapore. And I dressed him up. I got him a suit, and then he went to the presentation. But before he went, he came out of his bedroom because he called me, and he came out of his bedroom while his father was waiting for him. And he said his father looked at him, then busted out laughing. And I said, "Why? Why did your father laugh?" He said his father said, "I've never seen you look so good for a very long time. You look amazing." And for me as a stylist, that was like, that's what I wanted to hear. That satisfaction it gave me, hearing someone who was never had a stylist before, never engaged with someone like me, and his father has actually told him he looks great. So he called me up from Singapore to say thank you. And he said that lifted him up. And he went to the presentation. He said he boldly spoke and they won the contract. So again, he called me to say thank you. So that for me, that's the satisfaction that I get. And that's what it takes to be a stylist.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. You've shared a lot, and We've actually had a very wonderful time. Just to round it up, are there any projects you're working on? Or is there anything you want to let out of the bag? Or as 2025 is approaching, any exciting news that we should look out and watch out for?
I've just been appointed by the Puglia Regionaire Apollyon Runway Experience in Puglia as its ambassador.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So I've just been appointed, and I think the appointment is good. I appreciate it, but more importantly, I'm just so happy that I'm going to be working with many talents. The local talents in Puglia, they're just amazing. The craftsmanship I saw on my trips there is just mesmerizing. And so I'm going to be working with them, and I'm so happy about this. And so we have projects in London and in Hong Kong with a group, and I'm very excited about it. I'm excited about the future of Apollyon Runway Experience in Italy. I'm very excited about the artisans, about their work, and about their future.
I see you spend a lot of time in Italy. Do you have any athletes or any?
Oh, I do spend time because I'm also a partner of a bespoke firm in Naples.
Oh, okay.
It's called Ilario Esposito. Ilario Esposito is a menswear, not just menswear, even women's wear and kids. Bespoke atelier that majors in more bespoke, made to measure, unique. And my partner, Ilario, is an amazing Neapolitan tailor. And so I work with him and for my clients, with our clients as well. And so inside, that's why I go to Naples a lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now.
That explains it. Now I understand that explains it. So I'm always in Naples. And
such a it seem. I think that's actually a very smart thing to do. You as a stylist and partnering up with someone who has the eye for.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so blessed. Ilario is my brother, my friend, and we work hand in hand. Yeah, we're growing the business.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Off the topic, did you spend any time in Lagos? Did you? Or you grew?
Oh, I've lived in Lagos. Oh, yes, I have. I've lived in Lagos. That was a long time ago. long time ago. I've lived in Lagos, and I've lived here in London, and I've done projects all over New York, London, and that's why I still go back to America. My parents, they live in Nigeria, but they're also in the States as well, so they travel back and forth. So I still have a home in Lagos.
Oh,
so Lagos is still home. It's still second home to me. So.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate for making our time to be here today. As we round up, there's just this game of play. It's a this or that game. For example, shoe or sneakers. So which one will you go for?
Oh, definitely shoes.
Shoes. Yeah. So
definitely shoes.
Yeah, it's that simple. London or Milan?
London.
London. Why London?
London is my base. London is a fashion capital. I love London. Milan. Anyway, I shouldn't just speak about Milan. I feel even saying more about Milan. I love the Italian people. I love Italy. I see Italy is such a beautiful country, but actually Milan is a fashion capital, but it's actually my least favorite city in Italy.
Oh, what was your favorite city in Italy?
My favorite city in Italy will be...
Should I guess? Florence?
Definitely Florence is my... it's just... I love Florence. I love Naples. Naples reminds me of Lagos.
Yeah?
Yes, Naples it reminds me of...
Is it because of the craftsmanship?
Oh, no. The city. It reminds me of Lagos. When I say Lagos, it reminds me of the people. Very hospitable, very nice people. It's totally just so different from other parts of Italy. They're very down to earth because Nigerians are very down to earth people.
Yeah.
Very friendly, very welcoming. And that's why Naples is just one of my favorite cities as well. But Florence is.
Lagos or New York?
Definitely New York.
New York.
Definitely New York.
Morning or evening?
Oh God, I'm a morning boy.
Afrobeat or hip hop?
It's definitely Afrobeat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and that will be all for today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
That was actually fantastic.
Thank you.